Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to the show, kids. Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. We've taken care of our audio on our end. How's everyone else doing out there? No one's going to get that joke, but that's okay. That's all right. We get it. That's all that matters. Thanks, as always, for tuning back in, everybody, for checking us out, for listening to the audio versions, of course, and for watching these four lovely lads in front of you right now, delivering yet another review of the hit FX series, The Bear. Today, kids, we're hitting episode number 6. Can you believe that? We're almost to the end of season 1. Thanks, everybody, for being patient, hanging in there with us. We hope you've enjoyed the ride so far, and we got a lot to get to here today. This is a fun episode, actually. I really thoroughly enjoyed this one, and we'll see what the rest of the gang here thinks about it. Tasty, let's start with you. What's your thoughts coming into this episode here today?
Oh, it's a Richie episode.
For sure.
It's arguably the first Richie episode. Yeah, I'm as a dedicated Richie stan. This is exactly my shit. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, for sure. Joe, what do you think?
It is a Richie heavy episode, but also it shows Sydney asserting herself a bit more, and it also shows that Tina is 100% on board with all of this now.
Love it.
Like, it's, yeah.
I mean, Joe, if you served me cola braised short rib, I would go to war for you.
I don't know. I'm not a big risotto boy. I don't know. But ribs, yeah.
Leave the risotto, eat the rib, eat the short rib.
Jay, your opinion of Richie pretty much on every episode has been, this guy's a douchebag. But how's your opinion now after this episode?
Yeah, pretty much. Richie's a bit of an asshole.
Are you still there? That's kind of surprising.
I think I can see he's turning a corner in this episode. Like by the end of the episode, he feels like he's changed, like, because it's obviously about him kind of like being scared to embrace change, and it's using like the fact that the neighborhood around him's changing it, and him saying it's a delicate ecosystem. It's like that's like a metaphor for Richie's scared of change, and it goes to show like as well, like obviously he's because the way the episode starts, which we'll get into, like you can see that he's like just how much he's tried to step into Michael's shoes by that one little flashback at the start, and then it's like, oh yeah, now that makes sense why Richie's the way Richie is. But yeah, you can definitely see he's turning a corner, as Ben said. Like Tina's fully on board now.
Yeah.
You can see that Marcus is like fully on board. You can see everyone pretty much except Richie is fully embracing the change and realizing, yeah, we kind of need to like get our shit together because we can make this place special. But yeah, it was good to see a little bit more with Carmy and Sugar as well. Obviously not a ton, but
we get 2 great lines from Manny as well.
Yes, Manny was my favorite part of the episode. But other than that, I really enjoyed the scene with Carmy and Sugar. I thought that was a really nice scene.
And plus,
if you're a fan of those scenes where like 2 characters have like a really sort of heavy conversation, like there's about 3 of them in this episode.
Yeah,
like where it's just 2 characters, and like they really like sort of bear all, if you pardon the pun.
Hey, listen, you tied it in. I appreciate that. And plus, Richie, at the top of his lungs, yelling that it's a delicate effing ecosystem. Okay, that's like someone telling you to calm down, but they're yelling it at you. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing?
The more of the Bear I see, the more convinced I am that he's inspired by Walter Sobchak, because he's just got the same energy as John Goodman in The Big Lebowski.
Ah, there you go. Oh, wonderful. Oh my God, that is. I think we're done. We're done. That was great.
I'm going to say, Jay, including in this episode where he furiously reaches for a gun.
Yeah, he spends most of the episode angrily looking for a hidden firearm, which is pretty much what
he's hidden.
Yeah, which pretty much is what John Goodman does in The Big Lebowski for a large period of it.
Yeah.
Is everyone tired of hearing me reference the TED show? Tacey, this is no BS. How many times, Joe, did Jay just come up with something and you and me went, "Oh my God, that's was fucking great. Like out of the blue, all the time. Jay, well done. My
A
God.
lot of them were Big Lebowski heavy, though.
Nothing
I
wrong with
think
that.
it's because I'd done the chippy before recording because I had left myself short on time again. Because I'd always have insight after going the chippy for my tea.
Well, there you go, kids. We've set the stage for you. It's a fun episode. Yes, it's a Richie heavy episode, but there's a lot of texture. I think a little bit more texture as we go with Richie, the character, which is very cool, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's get into it, kids. We're going to go ahead and tackle this. So if you're ready, here we go. Episode number 6 is called Ceres. And this one, let's see, directed by Joanna Kalo, with a story by Catherine Sketina, I believe, and Renee Goob. And of course, as we know, 8 episodes in season 1. We're in the home stretch, kids. There'll be this one, 2 more, and then the rundown, and we're done. We'll be moving on to season 2 after that. Before we begin, let's take a look back at season 1, episode 5. Carmy and Sydney tried to focus on cost and a new tongue-in-cheek dinner idea, but a toilet explosion derailed the day. Boy, I'll say. Fax showed up to fix the mess, pitched himself for kitchen duty, and wound up in a brawl with Richie that left Carmy even more stressed. You had to be there. Meanwhile, Marcus experimented with fermentation as the kitchen descended further into chaos. When the power went out, the team scrambled to improvise, with Sydney leading the charge, grilling outside, running cash-only service from the parking lot, and somehow keeping the restaurant afloat through pure stubbornness and hustle. Last episode, I think, guys, Sydney really showed just how valuable she is now and how valuable she probably will be in the future. And we see some of that here as well in this episode. She's really stepping up. We start off this episode, kids, with the flashback. I'm calling it the flashback because it's the first time we see Mikey. This is John Barenthal, the great John Barenthal. If you're not a fan of this guy, I don't know what to say to you. He's effing wonderful. It's the first time we meet him. He's there in the kitchen. He's telling a story. Richie's there. Sugar's there. Carmen's there, of course, as well. He's cooking, looks like beef braciole, I believe, in the family kitchen. He asks Carmy and Richie if they want to hear a story, and then he recounts a late-night visit to the bar series underneath Chicago's Board of Trade. And he starts telling this story and everything. And, Jay, we've mentioned Mikey here on the show. We talk about him a lot, about how he's no longer here, and his absence has really affected everyone. When you saw this, were you thinking, that's perfect, he feels like part of the gang, he feels like Carmy's brother? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what do you think?
Yeah, I did. Well, the way you guys described him to me, I thought he was going to be like a heavy set guy, not like, because you said he's quite a big guy. I didn't think you meant he's Frank fucking Castle. But here we are. I really liked him in this. I think as well, like as I said a moment ago, like you can really see the way Richie's kind of like quite almost like a wallflower in like Richie sort of terms. Like he's quite timid. He's sort of just like finishing his sentences. He's like, "Oh yeah, good on Mikey," and Mikey's like the sort of life and soul of the room, and he's very much the whole like that person lights up a room when they're walking sort of thing.
Yeah.
And even though there's something where Carmy goes to help with something, and Richie's like, "No, don't do that." And
No, that's sugar with the raisins.
no, isn't there something where Carmy's doing something and Richie tells him not to? And
No, he asked him to go and grate some Parmesan for him.
oh, I
Well,
thought
again, it's one of those bits. I don't know whether it's intentional or not, but you see Mikey doing big Salt Bay style thingies, whereas Carmy's is a lot more focused onto where it needs to be and stuff. And again, don't know if intentional or what, but
I mean, I guess it's kind of like showing that like Mikey's the big flashy guy who would be like the face of the place, and Carmy's like the sort of like brains behind it all, where he'd be the guy who'd be making the good food and just cracking on and quietly getting.
They look good.
I think it just shows their sort of different approaches. So Mikey's very sort of family style. He's like just, he's just all vibes, isn't he? He's all just like, yeah, get everyone in, have a good time. Which isn't a really great way to run a business. But Carmy's a lot more precise. Everything's measured. Everything's sort of like done specifically. You can tell he's had the training. Whereas Mikey's like a home cook, like a really passionate home cook who just like doesn't weigh anything out. He just like scatters it all around and whatnot. Like I said, the big thing here is, like, as you said, Jay, just how different Richie is when Mikey's about.
Yeah,
like there's not, like you said, there's none of that like performative bravado. He's not playing a character. He's not like making himself appear bigger. He's not like peacocking or anything like that. Like there's none of that. He's just content to just exist in that room, and there's no need for him to like try so hard to be somebody else.
Yeah, you can see he's like in awe of him. Like he admires him. And again, that like whenever it goes back later on to Richie, like when he's talking to Tina, there's a few things where he's like telling her a story, and it's literally like a carbon copy of what Mikey was doing.
Yes. I genuinely think he loved Mikey.
But
and when Mikey left, he tried to become Mikey, but he hasn't got the charisma.
We've never got that sense before, because we've only ever heard about Mikey like third hand. This is the first time we see him, and you realize, oh shit, no, this guy was the life and soul. Like everybody loved him. Like he was the biggest guy in the room. And then that's probably come across as how we've described him to you, Jay. When we said he was a big guy, he was like a big character. It's because he's like this massive personality.
He's just holding court.
See how happy Richie was in that scene too. Genuinely
with his little
happy.
shell suit on, looking like a like a Russian rent boy.
Like I feel, and I don't want to give it away. We'll get there, but like I feel like for the first time for me anyway, I really see his grief in this episode. Like it's on full display.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Don't you worry.
Yeah. So I think it's very important as well that obviously this flashback plays out, and it's where again it's like the four of them are cooking, and it looks like it's the home kitchen. They're just laughing, having a good time, and it's almost like Richie throughout the episode is trying to replicate this moment and replicate this vibe, and he keeps talking about how everything's changing around him except for him, and it's almost like he's stuck in that moment, and
that's when he was happy.
Yeah. It's like when you're in a bit of a shit mood and you think of a time when you were really truly like happy without any kind of like stress or anything like that. I was like, oh, I wish I could go back to that. That'd be a nice time, but you can't. You've got to move forward, and Richie's still stuck in that memory, and he still wants to try and preserve that memory the best he can. And I think he probably sees like the beef as like almost like a physical representation of that as well.
Yeah. Again, it's the thing of, I genuinely think he loved Mikey, not in a thing, but and he's tried to model himself on him. And when he's telling that story to that woman, she's just like, this isn't an appropriate story to tell on a date. It makes you sound like a fucking loser.
Well, so when Mikey's telling it, Richie's like, yeah, this is the good times, me and the boys rolling, we're having this.
Yeah, we went and met Chelios, we met all the Blackhawks, Bill Murray was there, all this stuff.
Then the only takeaway this woman has is you were in a bar at 6:45 in the morning.
The only thing she got from it, that was it.
And he's trying to get her to call his phone because he's still got the voicemail from Bill Murray. Call it.
He's so defeated when she tells him no too.
Yeah,
he's so defeated. I kind of felt bad.
It's just that thing of, I think that's when he was happiest, because he's as we find out in this episode as well, like his life has gone to absolute ruin.
Yeah.
Since Mikey's death, but I think it was, and this was the good time, and I mean, he does a really good job in this.
We dive a little bit further on into like sort of the break of his relationship with the mother of his child, and then sort of we see like and then we see like what their relationship's like, and we'll get to that when we get there. But it's he's not in like you say, he's not because he's not a deadbeat dad, because he's not like one of the things that
he loves his kid. We
see this in second episode is he's actually a really good dad. He really does love his daughter, and he tries really hard for her, but he's a really shit partner like in a relationship.
We go back to the present now. He's at the beef, and he's showing a picture of this lady, Tina. Sid is getting more and more annoyed because she can't get around him, and that'll come back later. He's of course playing it off. I mean, the woman anyway, he's playing it off. He's like, she got no sense of Chicago history. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, other fish in the sea. See another galaxy, Puta, which is, like he's blowing it off. But guys like him would just blow it off. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's her. It's her deal. It's not my deal. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I get it. We were talking before.
This comes back a bit later. Like, he's that guy in work who will just tell you all of his shit, whether you want to hear it or not. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, because you encouraged it once, because all right, you get one story.
Yeah.
And that's it. I know I don't want any more now.
And now he thinks Teen is like really invested in his life.
But as we've seen in the Flash, in the older episodes, though, like the kitchen before was chaos and them yelling and telling stories, and no one actually doing that much work, and everyone just hanging out. And I think that's like, I think we do see bits of it at some point when Mikey was in the beef. But yeah, it's.
Well, you see it in how Richie deals with customers, because he's all about like nicknames and insults and like jibbing with people and like having a little laugh. And Richie's very
perfect at.
Yeah.
You see that later in the show in this
Yeah,
episode. And,
I forgot
and, like,
about that. It made me
that's like I mean, what's like the first thing he says to a customer he walks in is, "Oh, it's the man with the golden dick."
Yeah. What?
I mean, that's way better than a kebab guy calling you boss man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's so at odds with like the sort of environment that Sid and Carmy are trying to like nurture and encourage. Like Richie is like he's the old ball busting, I'm gonna call you a shithead to your face, but I'll make you a really nice sandwich at the same time. Whereas Carmy's like, I want it to be
it's
like
what we've done. We're all, you've been coming in here years, and we just, we and it's like, as everything's closing, mate. Like the town's dying.
That's the first thing. One of the first things we see here is Richie literally sees that the bar next door is shut.
And the old boy network is kind of going away here, I think, is something else that's kind of happening in this town as well. We mentioned before we recorded today, Manny, played by Richard Ceres, is yells at everyone, and you can tell he doesn't want to do it.
Oh no, he does. He just doesn't know how to do it. Yeah. Everybody, shut up and listen. Is that all I have to say?
He's like, what is that? I do?
Great. And he's like, can you take this tape off? Because I can't get it off because I'm watching up. Okay, bye. And it's so good.
What I really like about it is like he says it and then he looks at Carmy for approval. And Carmy's like, go for it. You need to sing.
Yeah, that's really good.
He doesn't get a lot of lines. Him and Angel don't get a lot, but they do. They're normally pretty killer.
But again,
really
this is just showing like the changes they made in the restaurant. Like, so Manny feels empowered now to make that request and to like sort of speak up and like he's not very confident. Yeah. But he's able to then ask, and they call him chef. Like
they do.
Chef.
Yeah.
I caught that. Well done.
Well, it all looks like it's starting to work like a well-oiled machine. And Richie's like that stick in the fucking spokes. That's like
it's almost like they're building a workforce based on mutual respect, and it's paying off. Like, oh my god, if you've worked in hospitality, imagine that.
I don't think they work, mate.
But a workforce based on mutual respect rather than insulting each other constantly,
yes.
even in a friendly way. Like, it's the ecosystem is changing.
Yeah, for sure. Sid is trying to sell the idea of a risotto and the braised beef short ribs to Carmen as he's doing prep. And it's obvious he's not having it. He tells her, but then he tells her he's thinking about it. She mentions risotto maybe to go. And he's like, we're not ready for to go. And he tells her that he called everyone she used to work for because her resume is excellent. And this place is not. He says, you're smart, talented, but you're also impatient and green. She gets defensive, but he only says, chef, give me a minute. Like, guys.
She is like a toddler at him, though.
Yes.
Like, can I do it now? Can I do it now? And it's like, we've literally just got everyone on the same page, right? Let's baby steps. You've seen how long this has taken.
Yeah.
You want to try and teach someone how to make a decent risotto?
Yeah, I think as well, like the important thing is that he knows, like, she thinks she's ready, but he knows like there's still like room for improvement for her as well. And it's him not necessarily trying to baby her with it, but it's him kind of going, let's just, like, these guys need to take the time, but you also need to take your time and like just chill out a little bit.
I think the most of it is like from a business point of view, from someone who's like had to do menus. I think he just doesn't want to stress the kitchen. He's like,
but she says like it's stuff we've got just lying about.
Yeah, but do you know how risotto is like really labor intensive? You've got
you've got to stand over it. Yeah. It takes someone off anything. You've just got a risotto person.
And I think that shows her naivete, because like she probably shouldn't pitch a dish that requires that much manual labor.
Yeah,
because you can't prep it. You can't just heat
Like-
up risotto because it
like-
just becomes wallpaper
Like a
paste.
braised short rib is fine because you just
Oh.
shove that shit in a pan, leave for 3 hours. That's fine. But like a
Wow.
risotto, like come on, man,
You
just
have
knock
to
it out
cook
with some mashed
fresh.
potatoes or some French fries or something. You know, something you can.
Oh, yes.
Or mac and cheese like they did at that beer festival. We went
Yeah.
to.
Oh,
the
well, they
weekend.
didn't because yeah.
But I think that's where you show
Didn't
like
get sold out immediately.
I think that's where they show that Sydney's maybe not coming from a real world perspective. Like she doesn't
Yes.
think maybe she's not in that mindset yet of thinking about the practicalities of everything.
It's still the bear. It's still a sandwich shop essentially. Putting risotto on is mental. But then I always thought that like doing the spaghetti was mental as well.
Yeah, who's coming in?
I
And go,
never-
give me 2 hot dogs, give me 2 beef sandwiches. Oh yeah, give me a plate of risotto as well. Yeah. we'll have
Yeah. Classy.
Right? I like
Just
when he
do the
tells
ribs. Oh.
Yes, when he tells
Yeah,
her,
Just do the short rib with like.
Just do that
Like-
short rib. Put it in a roll.
put in
Put
a
some
fucking-
sauce on
yeah.
it. Put some onions
Put it-
in there, and off we go.
Put it in a roll, leave the bone in so the customer pulls the bone out.
Richie can make jokes. See?
Richie can make jokes, yeah.
I like
Fucking
when-
just look at it longingly.
when he tells her that they're finally get things on track and things are pretty chill, and then suddenly Sugar is pounding on the door and screaming at him. Like
Yeah.
I like that placement. That was really nice. Yeah, she's screaming at him. She shows up and tells him and Richie outside that the IRS is coming at her, threatening to take her house because she's a partner of the restaurant.
No, she's screaming at Carmy, and Richie appears and goes, "What's
He
up?"
just shows
And
up.
she goes, "The IRS," and he goes, "Oh, tax man." It's like
well-
that's Richie's input.
So the thing that's interesting about that is Richie goes back to like he is in that first flashback.
Yeah,
When he's
he
around
shrinks
Sugar.
back.
He shrinks back and he's like scared. Like it is literally just him puffing out his chest because he's like with Carmy because he's like, I wanted to be the guy to fill in Mikey's shoes, not you.
I've
Mm.
never
And
really, I don't think
Mikey's
I've ever
left
really
this
seen
for you.
him, like give Sugar, like grief either.
He doesn't
Mm-mm.
because she hates him and he knows she
And
hates
she
him.
will kill him.
He knows that's a losing battle. Whereas Carmy, he's like, well, if it comes to like throwing hands, I'll beat Carmy up.
I don't
Again,
know.
though,
Whereas
he
couldn't
only
take that.
gets like that. He only gets the bravado. He only gets the attitude when he's in front of the staff, when he's in front of
Yeah.
the kitchen crew, when he's because he thinks he's got to be the boss. Like you say, he's got to be Mikey. He's got to like step up.
Yeah.
He's gotta, like be this big personality. He's got to like lead the team. But whenever like it's just him and Carmy or him, Carmy and Sugar or whatever.
When him and Sydney went to get that corking, that's when we
Mm.
first get the chink in the armor of
Mm.
Richie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's why I think Richie's like one of the most like wonderfully complex characters that's come out of TV in like, the
Oh,
last sort of
Yeah,
5 years.
He's so you can see there's so many like layers to him. He's
And
just an old
absolute credit to Moss Baccarat. He plays him
Yeah.
so well. I mean, he's won awards, and like rightly so, because it's a fantastic portrayal of a very. It's like you say, Jay. It's so easy to make him. He's so easy to been an absolute dick, and you hate him.
Yeah.
And he is an absolute dick, and you do hate him. But every now and then, he just shows you these little bits, like he does in this episode a few times. He
Yeah.
shows these little bits where, like, and like you see in this episode again, Jay, as you said, he's in so much pain. Like, and it's the first time you see it, and we'll talk about it in a bit because, like. I think there's an argument to say that like
Yes.
when he's doing that like sort of front counter posture and like ball busting, calling people names, that's like his therapy.
Yeah.
Like that's the only place where he like doesn't have to think about how shit his life is.
but that
Yeah,
again,
so-
that just takes him back to a happier time when it was him and Mikey
Yeah.
shooting the shit in that
That's-
restaurant, and
That's how he puts himself in a happier mind. That's how he gets himself.
that's
like,
his happy Gilmore happy place.
Yeah.
There's a really like understated part of that scene where it's like Sugar and Carmy are arguing and Richie like comes in where he says like the whole oh yeah tax man, and she just tells him to shut up, and he just looks really really sad and like, and then you see he just like walks off and goes for a cigarette out the front of the shop instead.
No, that's gross, isn't it? And they both just go, "You're gross, Richie," and he goes, "All right," and walks off. Like,
Yeah.
Because like you said, it could have been very easy to make him just an asshole, and then he has a redemption angle.
yeah.
But the fact is that there's so
So-
much. He is an onion.
Like he's
So
never fully a dickhead, and he's never fully redeemed either. He always like exists in that. in
But even
between.
when he's like that first episode when he fires that gun in the street, you just go, "That's just Richie dealing with stuff in Richie's way. Like he's helping the best he can."
Yeah, it's all he's got. It's all he knows how to do. She tells him that they need tax returns back to 2018. So
Payroll.
Yes, they start going through
There's
the.
no one in the building has paid tax in 5
No.
years. And I'm like, how is this still open?
How's it still open? They're going through the paperwork, and Sugar's one paper after another. She's going, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
She's co-signed for the bank loans, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
so
so
her house is up for grabs.
Well, didn't she say
Carmy's advice was don't co-sign with a drug addict.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was rough. She says, "Why do you organize it like this?" And Carm says, "I'll ask him when he's not dead." Which that's some dark humor coming out here.
He's so passive aggressive in this scene.
They both are though, because
they both are.
It's family, isn't it? Like,
but
you're being a dick, so I'm going to be a dick.
That's what leads to the really nice scene they have later in the episode.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they need to be like that to kind of get to where they wanted to go to.
Is it this scene or is it the next one where when they're together later? Is it when Carmy finds the pill bottle in one of the drawers as well?
That's later.
It's later. Yeah.
And it's sort of like, again, there's like the sort of pregnant pause. Like they don't really discuss it. They just sort of like acknowledge it, and then he just sort of puts it to one side. It's like oh shit, yeah, it's just still a thing that happened, isn't it? You know.
Wow, where'd this come from? Random memory. Many years ago, I dated a woman whose ex had not been in the picture in quite a long time, and so we're in her apartment, and for some reason her bed was like on a platform, but not like on a box springs or whatever. So she lifted it up and found a bottle of booze underneath the mattress, because one of the things that pulled those two apart was that he could not stop drinking. And she was finding alcohol hidden throughout the apartment months after this guy was gone. I'm like, wow, you got a problem. Do you know what I mean? Where'd that come from? Wow.
Who's drinking in bed? I mean,
It's hiding it, I guess.
Hedonism bot.
And it was like Jack Daniels. It wasn't like a bottle of beer or something. It was the real deal. And I'm like, God.
Well, you're not going to be, if you've got an alcohol problem, you're not going to be drinking beer, are you? You'll be drinking spirits.
Oh, that's fair.
Fastest way to get it into your system. But
that's fair, yeah.
Wow. I mean, in bed. I mean, I put stuff in the cupboard because I forget where it is. And then I go, I'm sure about. Oh, yeah. And it's a nice treat when you find it later on.
Maybe that's what he was thinking. Must be a nice treat, you know.
No, but every time I flip the duvet, I'm going to be like, oh, sweet, I can have a drink. No.
Oh, my. This is the bit where you mentioned earlier, guys, where Richie steps outside for a smoke. He sees the lease sign on the bar next to him, and that's adding to it, and we'll circle back to that. Marcus is in, and he's working on some stuff, and Gary, a.k.a. Sweeps, who I like Sweeps more and more every time you see him.
Right.
We get a bit of Sweeps lore now, don't we? A little bit of Sweeps backstory.
We do a little tiny bit. But he's like, do you need help with anything? And Marcus
so Jay,
is like,
Jay,
I'm
just
fine.
as someone who's in on the ground floor here, what do you think of Sweeps? How are you feeling about him?
I think he's awesome. He's literally like, because he just pops up, he drops a little bit of lore, and then he fucks off.
So have you sort of pieced together sort of what's going on with him yet? Have you sort of like got an idea of his sort of journey?
I mean, he said something about didn't he say something about the White Sox a couple of episodes ago?
Cubs.
So he was in a farm system for baseball. So in baseball, again, I don't know how big on everyone's. I'm a bit of a baseball guy. In baseball, like when you get drafted out of college, you don't go straight into what's called the bigs, like the major league. You get sent into what's called the farm system. So every team has like affiliated teams in like lower divisions that like they will send players to train them up. And you'll get drafted at like 18, but you won't maybe make your debut until you're 23, 24 years old. So you're like a lot of players just don't ever make it up there when they get drafted. And so it's implied that he was drafted by the Cubs, sent to a farm team. And I think it's kind of implied, I think a bit in this episode, but maybe later in the show as well, that he had some issues with substance abuse, or like he did some drugs. It was either performance enhancing drugs, or he failed a test of some sort. Because I think they mention it later on in this episode. And
it's alluded to later on, yeah.
Because
we don't go to the full information.
I can't remember which episode it was. It might have actually been the last one, where they're talking about like, because it's what leads up into the whole thing where Richie says to Sugar's fella, I can't remember, it's Pete.
Yeah.
Where he says to him, of course you're a Cubs fan, name one Cubs player, and then he names like a couple, but it's like Sweeps like drops something about the Sox, and it's like, okay, he's clearly like into his baseball. So now then him saying like following up with this, where like, oh no, yeah, he's played for the Cubs.
Well, I think it's also Sweeps who mentions when they're all talking about the first Hispanic player to do really well.
It might have been that.
I can't remember stuff like that because it's sports, but yeah. I mean, it's a baseball town.
So ironically, Chicago's got two teams, the Cubs and the White Sox. The majority of the characters here are Sox fans. You see Angel wearing a Sox hat like quite a lot, even though he doesn't know any of the players, which is the irony because like it's again from Richie, it's kind of implied that Sox fans are the real sports fans and Cubs fans are kind of plastic. But Pete knows all the players and Angel doesn't in that episode, which is kind of funny. Ironically, Lincoln Park, where the show is set, is actually right by Wrigley Field, which is the Cubs stadium, so it's not too far from there. So weirdly, you'd expect more than to be Cubs fans because again, Chicago's it's geographical. So the Cubs are a North Chicago team. So if you're from the North Chicago, you'd be a Cubs fan, and if you're from the South, you'd be a White Sox fan.
South side, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I love the bit where Sweeps asks him if everything's all right because he sees blankets and a pillow in the oven.
He says, I've been homeless before, like when I got there. And he's like, no, I just get in early. I've been staying here so I can perfect my donuts. And he's like, right.
So you're a psychopath. Cool. Yeah.
So you're a psychopath.
And then he just tells him to get a shower and walks off.
He does see a picture on the wall of Richard Hart, a pastry chef in Copenhagen. And I believe that circles back around as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Boink Studios YouTube is the home of Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Subscribe to the channel for archives that date back to 2014, with new content being uploaded every week. And check out boinkstudios.com for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Bookmark the site today.
And then as he walks off, he's like, wait, you played for the fucking Cubs? Like, that was what he took from all that,
But again, he's so heavily into perfecting these donuts, and like he's become oddly obsessed to the point where he's not listening to orders being called out later on. He's still doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
And I get it because he's been given the freedom to do that, but also, as Carmy said last time, you still got to do your job.
When he's working on like his preserve recipe as well, you can see how many times he's tried it. Like when you look at it, it's like
delicious cherries that I can't.
Oh my god! Don't even. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Sid and Richie are out at the counter. He's stressing over the bar being closed. He says it was like a fixture. This is great. This is like the first part of the episode, I think, where you can really see how much he's feeling all this.
Did you go in there? No, me and the owner had a disagreement. Richie's been kicked out of there for kicking off.
Of course.
Several times. Like, he's gone back in and apologized and then immediately kicked off again.
You know for a fact he'd probably end up there when he's been too drunk.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Richie, you're not allowed in here. And he's like, just
come on.
He's been overserved in there. He's probably got his gun out in there. Like,
He's 100% got his gun out in there.
He's attached to that firearm, buddy. He's attached to that firearm. He starts talking about the Ceres statue on top of the Board of Trade. She has no face. The architect says it was the tallest building in the city. No one was going to see her face anyway, but now there's other taller buildings. And just like a normal day at the office, you hear a car outside, and then boom, gunshots in the window. And
so right before the gunshots is like Richie. You really get Richie. Like this is like the metaphor that Richie's story is telling here. This is him like bearing his soul. I think this is the point. This is the point when you realize, like, so for Richie, his biggest fear is the beef changing, not because he doesn't want to work a different way, but because this is his connection to Mikey.
That's it. Well done.
Yeah. What's interesting as well in that scene is obviously there's like the gunshot, and you see it the way it's shot is you see you hear the sound, you see the window, and then it kind of pans the camera around in one sort of shot where you see that Sydney's ducked and Richie's just stood there we're fine, it's bulletproof glass. I'm gonna be okay.
It's Chicago.
Yeah.
It's Chicago, yeah. Dude. Jay, were you freaked out when that happened? Because I know you didn't see it coming at all.
I didn't see it coming, and I did jump when it happened. But then I also was thinking, because obviously of Uncle Jimmy and Richie, I was like, it doesn't really surprise me that much that would happen. And,
But then
as soon as it does, Richie puts his jacket on, which means he means business. Goes outside and starts speaking to one of the local suspicious characters.
Like as soon as this happens, so at this moment, like Richie's like so disarmed. He's so like emotionally stripped bare, and he's telling this like he's like telling a story about like, and he's really like letting us know like I said that like he's scared of losing the beef as it is, because this is how he'll finally lose Mikey if the shop changes too much. Like this is his one like link back to that, like you say, to that time that he was really happy, that sort of good time, that moment they showed us at the start of the episode. But then as soon as those bullets hit the window, like you say, Jay, it's almost like metaphorical. The jacket goes on and the suit of armor's on then, and he's Richie again. He's he's bullshit Richie who's going to go out there and scream at someone.
Yeah. Good call. When he's out there, we meet a guy named Crooked John.
Tremendous name.
Big love for Crooked John. I love Crooked John.
Both Crooked John and Mr. Carl.
Mr. Carl.
Mr. Carl. I mean, Carl.
Oh my God, that'll come back too. He's like, guys, I tell you, you can't stand here. I've asked you to stand over there. He's like, we can't stand over there. It's dangerous. He's like, but you're packing. What are you talking about? It's dangerous. What
Everyone has weapons.
Good weapons. It's like they're building a Sweet Green. It's construction. He's like, are you kidding me? So that gets him upset because it's like a healthy restaurant chain.
So they have like a sort of mutual like hatred. Then they come together on like common ground.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, Richie's like, I hate this gentrification, and the guy's like, yeah, well, we can't stand over there because they're literally gentrifying that block, and we can't stand there anymore. So he's like, all right, okay, fine, you can stand on this block because this is a proper old school block.
But none of this and none of that.
What's interesting is Crooked John's first thing is, Richie, don't call the cops.
Yeah.
And Richie's like, why would you think I'm going to do that to me?
Yeah, why would I do that?
Yeah. And that's interesting. A little bit of a tidbit for later in the episode.
Foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they're just selling drugs from there, or
they're just loitering, aren't they? They're just like sort of
They're just local.
I'm assuming they're doing something. You don't just be hanging out in the street for no reason, surely.
Have you seen The Sopranos?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
They probably, because like the only thing that makes, I mean, they probably are dealing drugs, but then because Richie also dealt drugs around the shop, didn't he? Around the back.
Yeah.
Well,
so like if that's their turf, then they wouldn't be as friendly, maybe as, I don't know, maybe they just do it weed or something, and it's like
Richie does say like to them, what I've told you already, like do whatever you're gonna do over there. Just keep the noise down and keep it away from the shop.
Don't bother my customers. Don't upset my customers, basically.
No gangster shit, he says.
They seem like the kind of guys that Daddy Magic could try and start a fight with outside of an Arby's.
But then again, this is a Peep Show reference, Joe. Richie just needs a number for the Yardies.
He does. The Yardies will make everything better.
The Yardies will solve all of his problems.
You're just leaving me out of this, aren't you? Just gonna leave Tom out.
You should watch Peep Show. It's tremendous.
He goes on Disney Plus now, Tom.
Is it?
Is it? Oh.
I'm sure it is.
Ooh,
interesting.
Let's see what they've cut out.
Richie's first solution to this problem is to just go and get the local gangsters to find out.
Right.
Well, they were stood outside, so they may have seen who it was, and they're just it's probably just some kid. Yeah, it's probably just some kid.
So the moment I was alluding to before, when Jay came on the call before we start recording. So if you've ever worked in hospitality, you have basically assured a group of customers that everything is fine and it was totally normal when something absolutely horrendous is happening. Yeah. And this is what Sydney's doing here. She's like telling
literally people what Sydney's doing. Yeah.
Oh no, that's later on. Sorry, that's later on.
That's the bit. That's the fight, isn't it?
It's usually when there's like a fight in plain view of the customers. I was like, everyone go back to your tables. It's fine. I'll deal with this.
It's Frank Drebin in The Naked Gut going, there's nothing to see here. And there's explosions behind him.
Yeah.
That's great. We're back inside the beef now. We can hear Sugar as they're sweeping up the glass. You can hear Sugar say, I love coming here. You can just hear her say that. And Carm's like, Sugar. Like, that's enough,
Well, it's really bad luck because this is the first time she's been in the series, because she literally says in the first episode she doesn't want to come in. She doesn't like being there. And then as soon as she'd finally, out of necessity has to go, there's gunshots.
She wants to know if they should call the cops, and everyone at one time says no. You lost your mind? she's complaining about losing her house again, and Tacy, this is where she delivers the line, don't co-sign for a drug addict. And she's like, keep not processing trauma, Carm. That's a great line.
He's like, do you want to have a fight?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, I do. And he goes, and just walks off.
But that again, that like builds to when they're in the office, and I think it might be the next scene where like eventually Carmy goes, all right, let's fight.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And then they talk.
Yeah, it's coming up. Carm goes out back to smoke with Richie. Richie asks about the IRS forms. He asked Carmy if they taught him accounting at Noma. And Carm asked, they teach you accounting at DeVry? Which is a great line. That's really good.
They both admit they're like really shit at paperwork as well. They're like,
Yeah.
Paperwork's not my jam. I'm like, yeah, me neither.
Oh, what's the is there a name for something that you're afraid of? You're afraid of something bad happening because you know something bad's gonna happen. Yeah, it's called life.
Life, yeah.
And then like a really sort of tender moment from Richie when he's like, yeah, my daughter asked me if my surname is bad news. Because I'm in my ex-partner's phone as Richie Bad News, because every time I call her, it's like something horrible, basically.
She says, you're a jinx, you're cursed.
Yeah,
every time
I call that, I've only got bad news.
Yeah.
That's another moment of you feeling like, this is starting to feel like a different guy. Like, I know it's Richie, but when's the last time we've ever seen him really weighed down by something emotional?
Again, like with stuff like that with Richie, you know for a fact, like once he's getting like that and he's opening up a bit more, it's kind of like a boiling point where he's going to go off the handle like a moment later and start being an asshole. And
every other fastest man of life is just utterly shit. Like, he's so beaten down, he's so like worn out, and like literally the one bit of fun he has in life is to come into this job and be like a big swinging dick, and like that's the only chance he gets to cut loose and like, you know, blow off a bit of steam. Like, I'm not saying it justifies his actions and the things he says and does, but like you can see, like this is probably the one thing he like not maybe looks forward to, but this is like the one time where like he feels like a bit like a king in a castle. Maybe he feels like he can be he's in charge of his own destiny.
I mean, Ben, you've worked in bars where you've had like regulars, and I imagine you have as well, Joe, where you might be having like a really shitty day, and then a regular you kind of know you can have a bit of a you've got a bit of rapport with comes in, you're like,
yes,
all right, cool, I'm quite happy to see them.
Yeah, you can go shoot the shit of it. You can sort of
and I know when you worked in one bar, I was your one of them, Ben. So when I worked in one bar, you were my one of them too, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's how we become friends. So yeah, but it's like again, the first customer through the doors, someone Richie's got a bit of a rapport with, and he lights up and he gets excited to see him, and then as soon as it's to the next lady who he doesn't really know, he's like, "I'm not going to get you." And
Hey, how's your dog? Has it still got the cone on?
Yeah, that was really good. I like that. Carm tells him.
I think that is a lot of Richie's game face. It's like, okay, performance Richie has to now entertain these people as well, because that's what they come here for me. And I'm like,
that's a good point.
Because them sandwiches are banging, mate.
I don't think that's exactly what he thinks it is, but like, yeah, I think.
Right. Yeah, he thinks. Yeah,
not intentionally, but that's yeah. Like,
that's good call.
Because those sandwiches look.
He thinks these people come here because I bust the balls and it's good fun. It's a bit of back and forth, and they're just like, I really like the sandwiches here. I mean, that guy's a bit of a dick, but fuck it, you know.
He's entertaining.
We all talk shit about him afterwards. Yeah,
it's like he's like the soup Nazi from Seinfeld. you know for a fact, if someone upset Richie, you'd be like, nah, you're not getting a sandwich. Fuck off.
Carmy's talking about the scar on his arm from Mikey's 15th birthday party. He tried to break up a fight and fell into the barbecue. He mentions fack. And Richie, did you catch Richie just goes, fack, and then spits on the ground after he says it. I caught that. It was good.
Between Giancarlo and Fack had a fight, yeah. We never see Giancarlo, but I assume this is just part of the Kumite fighting league.
Well, interestingly, Richie either wasn't there or doesn't remember this, because he asks Carmy if it's from a cooker.
Yeah.
And surely, if you were around for that, and your little cousin, inverted commas, fell into a barbecue while fighting two of your mates, you'd probably remember it.
That's a good call. Well, yeah, because they remember everything else.
I mean, obviously we know that Richie's like a bit of a sort of like odd jobs guy as well, isn't he? Like he like the whole fixing the toilet thing for Uncle Jimmy, and you see him like dealing with like some of the sort of like local like bad eggs and dealing drugs on the side. So he'd probably just do it like he's probably paying off a debt or going through something with like his wife and kid, and like it doesn't. It is like an interesting thing, but like it does again. It shows that Richie maybe has sometimes missed out on stuff like that because he fell in with the wrong crowd, and that's again part of why he's not like got the same sort of like magnetism to a lot of these people as Mikey had.
Yeah, that's I like that. They they go back inside, and Marcus is working on a cherry pie filling we mentioned earlier or cherry filling that looks quite amazing. They open, and man, it's pop pop pop, go go go, and this is the bit where Richie's talking to the customers as they come in. Sid lets Tina try her braised short ribs and risotto, and Tina is on board. And Sid takes it to Carm and has him try it, and yes, it looks delicious, kids. He says it's tremendous. Sauce is a little tight. Abraham tries it. He loves it.
He just walks up behind her, just like helps himself.
Angel runs past and just goes, "Yeah, that's good."
And once again,
Free
guys,
food.
she starts pressing him again about this could be a special. She pushes. I've never been irritated with her. She's one of my favorites. At this point, I'm like, dude, ease up on him. Like he's listening. It's not like he's ignoring you, but like she just keeps pushing. Is this part of this maybe because she is still trying to establish her place in the kitchen? And I mean, what do you think's going on here?
Yeah, I think she just wants to like put a bit of a stamp on things because like this is her first idea, isn't it? Like her first thing she's brought to the table. But again, as you said, Tom, like she's got this very singular focus now on this one dish, and like Carmy's trying to see the big picture. He's got to think about the entire flow of the kitchen and like the restaurant and the menu, and he's thinking about everything and everyone, and like sort of. And his whole thing wasn't it like, oh, we're not quite ready for this. We're not quite ready for it to go. We're not quite ready for this. Like it's good, and I'll do it, but like we need to like we can't just run in without planning. Like he's from this world where everything is meticulously planned down to the last like gram of ingredients. And Sydney should be, because she's Culinary Institute of America trained, and she should really have this groundwork of like understanding the basics of how a restaurant flows and how it works and how the processes work. But I think her like sort of excitement, her sort of desire to prove herself maybe is sort of overriding that a bit.
Well, don't forget as well in the last episode when she's talking about like doing her own business, she got herself in too deep too quick.
Well, exactly, yeah.
And, she literally, it's like her enthusiasm's like kind of a downfall to a degree. Like she gets too enthusiastic, and she gets too like
tunnel visions. She doesn't see the big picture. She goes straight down for something, and
like she's had a good idea. Carmy's gone, that's tremendous, and then she's like, "You've just said tremendous." He's like, "No, it's good. It's good." Like. Tremendous.
Yeah, just because she can make it once really well doesn't mean everybody can make it 50 times a day.
That's what he said. Well, that's what he said, isn't it?
No, I said tremendous. I didn't say perfect.
Yeah.
So he's trying to like and Carmy's walking a tightrope here. He's trying to like sort of let her down gently and say, "Look, we can't quite do this yet.
We'll get round to it, but yeah." And it's just
but at the same time, he's trying not to piss on a bonfire a bit, like But he's trying to like let it down gently a little bit and say like, he's trying to basically fob off and go, but he's not saying like, oh, I don't want to do it. He's saying like, oh, we just need a little bit more work before we can put it on.
Well, again, like tremendous is like an 8 out of 10. Like, and he needs it to be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like,
every time.
Yeah, that's still really fucking good. But
I would stab a man for that.
Yeah, it looked incredible.
It does.
But he also said there's this that needs improving. There's this needs a little bit more work on. He gave a constructive criticism, and she's still like picking at it. And he's told, in that sense, I'm with you, Tom. Like it annoyed me a bit because he's told her exactly what she needs to go away and improve. And she's like a dog with a bone trying to get him to. Oh, well, let's just do it now. Let's just do it now. And even when she goes and gives it to the customer, and it's like, I mean, it's good that she's giving it to a customer because it's just going to go to waste otherwise.
But a totally random customer.
I mean, what a day to be that guy, though.
Yeah.
No kidding, man. He's happy. I'd eat it too. Do you notice that when she came back through, she's watching him take a bite to see if he likes it? Maybe.
Yeah.
And he's just finished his sandwich. Well, he's got an empty sandwich like wrapper in front of him, so he's had his sandwich, and then he gets a free bit of shortbread.
Oh, she
That's your
went.
starters and your main, isn't it?
She went for the big lad there though as well, didn't she? She didn't go for some like little skinny lad who was just having like a basic bitch beef
The
sandwich.
question is he the man with the golden dick? We'll never know.
Oh,
He's gotta be. He's gotta be.
that's the worst James Bond.
Well, it's
Dude.
interesting because it's as if she's like sending it out for me. Kind of sent a message that, well, maybe she's gonna give it to this guy, so other customers see.
Well, that's it. Let's get a little viral marketing going. Let's give it to one guy, and then
Food
he
envy.
might tell his mates, and then someone go, "Oh,
I know.
I had it right. I want that really good short rib that my friend had here the other day," and then all of a
I
sudden,
know how fucking chefs work. Like,
Mhm.
I used to work in a place where they'd like change the menu every 6 weeks, and the owner would sit on a table in the middle of the fucking place, or like in plain sight of everyone, and trial the menu. And you'd get people come and going, "Can I have what he's having?" No, you can't. Why not? It's not on the fucking menu. And it's kind of given like it's given people a fear of loss where, oh well, I'll have to come back when it is on the menu because I really want to try that. That looks really fucking good.
FOMO, baby.
We used to do it all the time with stuff as well. You just make stuff for yourself to eat if you're on an all day, and then people be like, "Ooh, what's that?" Well, that's my tea. Can I have it? No, it's mine. Like, I can make you one, but you'll have to pay for it. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
And you
my
just put
first
everything through as bonus 25p's and stuff like that.
my first ever job was in a restaurant, and when I made it up to the kitchen part, we made food for ourselves all the time. We were just throwing stuff together we would hope we weren't going to get caught eating, right? But like we did it all the time.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Oh, grazing.
Right. And grazing as well. Grazing through the kitchen. Yeah. So back inside, Carmen and Sugar are still going through the paperwork, and Carm finds a pill bottle. I didn't see the label. Did they show us the label? Because I didn't see it.
No, because it's just alluded to that obviously it's Mikey's because he looks at the label of it.
Yeah.
And then he looks kind of just like, ugh. And the way this is shot really well because it's very kind of like claustrophobic in the sense, not in the sense of like they do it where normally it's claustrophobic because you're in a kitchen and everyone's on top of each other, but more because it's two people dealing with their own grief who can relate to each other's grief, but don't want to be the first person to bring up why they're struggling.
Yeah, she tells him, she's like, I know it was done to co-sign. He says, I would have done the same thing. So he lets her off the hook. And that's when he says, you want to fight? She says, yes. And they start hashing it out. She tells him that she's like, you never asked me how I'm doing. And that's why I'm mad at you. They never spend any time together. That's another problem. He says that she always blames the restaurant, not mom and not Mikey. Guys, he's got a point, but so does she. There's not really a wrong person here in this argument, you know?
Nope.
They're just two people in like separate but very similar bad situations that are both like so sort of buried by their grief and by their like the situation they're in that they basically, like Carmy says, doesn't he? Like, I don't know how I'm feeling, so I don't feel like I can ask you how you're feeling.
Yeah. That's a great line.
Doesn't he say as well, I don't know how to talk about how I'm feeling?
Yeah, that's it. He can't express his feelings. So how
does,
can he how can he ask someone else like about theirs? Because he can't even deal with his own. Like, you know.
I love when they find what they're looking for and it was in a file labeled shit. Freaking Mikey, man. Richie suddenly comes barreling into the kitchen yelling, any of you motherfuckers take my gun? What are we doing here? Like, oh, this is great. Sid tells everyone up front.
The fact he's just got a loose gun in
an
active kitchen.
Yeah. Up on a shelf in a coffee can.
Yeah.
And then Manny just nonchalantly like, no, we didn't take your gun, man.
Don't take your gun.
Oh, that's
man.
when he goes into the wash-up area, and they're like, we haven't got your gun. Like,
Sid's out front, tells everybody it's all under control. Chicago, am I right? And she goes out and yells to get them to shut up. This is the thing we were talking about earlier. Crooked John and Mr. Carl are going at it. Sis trying to calm things down.
You see,
Richie
he comes
finally
out to help her though.
He does
No,
because he
Tina.
thinks he can.
Well,
no. The people who come out to help.
it's
Sydney.
Tina and
Tina and
Gotcha.
Sweeps.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because
Richie
no
thinks
one's
he's
going to
just
mess
gonna
with
fix
Tina.
it.
Are they
No,
really?
no
Because
well,
yeah.
they say we like. She says, "You know Tina," and they all look at her like, "Go."
You don't get yelled at by Tina.
Tina's mum, isn't she? She's
Yeah.
busted no shit.
She's got like such a fuck off face in this scene as well.
Now we
Like,
all kind of
anyone
know
of
each other.
Yeah, any one of you want to step out loud to her, and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You're gonna get a sandal to the head. Yeah.
You'll understand this, Jay. Tina's got like big scouse nan energy.
She fucking has. She fucking has got big scouts and nan energy.
Richie finds
Tina just deals. Sydney just like just opens a dialogue with them. And why are they fighting? Because they want to stand on the same bit of turf.
Because one of them's smoking, and he doesn't like the cigarette smoke.
Yeah. But
so they're hanging out in like the same area, but one of them's blowing cigarette smoke around, and it's pissing off the other guy. And then, so then Sydney comes out and say, Joe, all she does is she just introduces everyone and makes sure everyone like knows who everyone is. She's like, oh yeah, you know Sweeps, you know Tina, I'm Sydney. Now we all know each other a little bit better.
What can we do to stop this?
And she tells him she's handing out free sandwiches. And she's like, you got to stop smoking, stop yelling and all that. I like how Mr. Carl goes, okay. Like a big kid. It really cracked me up when he did that.
But then also, Sweeps is like, it's just for you people here today. So don't be telling your auntie,
like,
your cousins, your brothers.
Like, you come back every Tuesday and we'll give you some more sandwiches. But then Sweeps is like, yeah, but just for you guys who are here now. Don't be bringing some dickheads with you or anything like that, you know.
That's great. Richie found the gun in the trunk of his car because where else would you put it, really? And,
I was trying to work out what it was in. Like, it was in like a box of diapers or something.
I was gonna say it looked like it was in like a box of like washing up stuff.
Jesus. Well, he brings it out. He's got it. It's in his belt, but it's in his hands on it. And she walks up and she just like, it's handled. I handle it. And she just walks off. And that's when he goes back in the kitchen and he is once again telling, this is back to the beginning of the show, kids. He's telling Tina a story. Tina in episode 1 would have been laughing and carrying on with him. But that's not this same Tina. She is over this guy. I got work to do. Hurry this up. You're in my way. Let me work.
Sydney's barking orders at her and she's, all day, whatever, heard.
She literally said that look, I've improved like 300%.
That's when he stomps off, isn't it? He's like, well, no one's listening to me. The ecosystem. And goes off. And then Tina just goes, I'll throw shit at you. And follows him outside.
That's great.
And she's like, everything's changing. And he's like, and Tina goes, yeah, but can you not see it's changing for the bear? Like, it's work. And Tina's like, it's working. It's working like it's supposed to work.
Well, she literally says, like, so we said before that, for Richie, like the old way, like the system, like the way it was, that's his like link to Mikey, and like Mikey's way keeps Mikey alive. Like the longer they do it Mikey's way. And then Tina says, like, look, I loved Mikey. I really did love Mikey, but this is just better.
Yeah.
Well, it's like as well, the catalyst to the whole thing again is like Sydney's come in alongside Carmy, and whenever like Richie was Mikey's like number 2, I guess is the best way to put it. Sydney's like Carmy's like sort of number 2 in that he knows he can trust her to run shit when he's not there, and everything will run how it's meant to. And because Richie's got that sense of expectation that he should be the guy that Mikey left the restaurant to in the first place, not Carmy. Then the fact that now he's gone further down the pecking order, and it's as something as, instead of going in like a bull in a china shop like the way Richie did, where was planning on doing, where you've got to assume he's going to pull the gun out, shoot it in the air, and scare them all off,
like he did in the first episode.
Yeah, but that's nerds though. These are gangsters in leisure suits.
Right, they'll all still fucking Yeah, the little
I love. Can we just go back to the gangsters as well? Like, Sketchy John's like, we need some pop as well to wash these down.
Crooked John. I'm like, come
yeah.
on, you're getting free sandwiches, pal.
He's like, yeah, I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, he asked for RC Cola, which isn't like it's not Coca-Cola, it's not the big brand, it's a slightly more less.
I know
premium.
RC's nice as well.
I do like RC Cola. It's pretty nice.
It's not
You
Thumbs
wait,
Up.
you like RC Cola?
Yeah.
Hideous. It's absolutely hideous. Like
It's big round your ways, isn't it, Tom? RC? Is it big?
it's still here, but now to be fair, we talked before, guys, about how things will be different there. So whether or not the soda tastes exactly identical to what we have here, I couldn't answer that. But like, I've had it before growing up. I'm like, this is not Coke. It's not Pepsi. It's no kind of cola I've ever had. This is freaking nasty. What do they put in this?
In the States, is RC like a less premium brand?
Yeah, it's not. In the 70s, it was huge. It was a big brand, but not so much now. Yeah.
So like this. So John's really like sort of. He's either showing his like sort of lowly upbringing because he considers RC Cola to be like the pinnacle of soft drinks, or he's being like quite modest and like not asking for the top shelf. He's asking for like. He's like, oh yeah, because he asked for something else, something green, which I didn't know what that was.
No, I didn't. But yeah. No.
So he doesn't ask for Sprite or Fanta or
Yeah.
Coke or Dr Pepper. He asks for like RC and like some other like quick save ass brand, which that isn't a reference you're going to get there, Tom. It's a home bargain special, isn't it? It's something you find on the shelf for 49.
Crest.
That's so special.
Yeah, and when Tina's giving him the business outside, he meaning Richie, she's like, this place is organized, it's clean, it's smooth. He's like, she's like, stop fucking my shit up.
Yeah.
Because she's
And then
in a
he
good
does the
place.
most Richie thing ever.
Well, first of all,
I'll
this
quit.
is the double whammy for Richie, isn't it? Like literally, so he tries to solve the gangster problem, and like Sydney's already done it. So he's taking care of it. He doesn't get to have his big hero movement. He doesn't get to have his big moment. He doesn't get to be the big hero. He doesn't get to be the guy. And then he's like, right, fine, I'll go back inside and I'll just tell my stories. I'll just be the guy in there. I'll run the kitchen. And then he's like, oh, and then Tina literally says to him, look, you just get in the fucking way here.
Yeah.
So he gets kicked in the dick twice, basically. He gets like
his non-golden dick. Yeah, but this is the bit that I think really was like it really sticks in his craw, and that's why he's like, right, well, I'm gonna, I'll quit then. And Tina goes, where are you gonna go, Richie?
You notice how
What else can you do?
You notice how she took a step forward and said it to him?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you doing?
Where are you gonna go?
Good.
You can't do anything else.
Yeah.
I think though, like this is like because obviously again, like Sydney's resolved this in a much more practical way than Richie wanted to, and now Tina, who would have in previous episodes when Sydney's like suggested doing something differently from the norm, and Tina is back now. She's like, well, no, you're wrong and you're an idiot.
Yeah,
and
this ties into something we talked about a few weeks ago, which is, and it's brought up again in this episode, is that this restaurant, the beef is this like just black hole that you can't escape but for different reasons. So Carmy and Sugar can't escape because they're so tied into it. And literally in this episode, Sugar says to Carmen, like, this place is going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
But Richie, like you say, but we find out here that Richie's also kind of fucked here because like this is all he's ever done. As Tina says, like he's got nothing else. He can't do anything else. You know,
he can't even repair a toilet.
No.
And he's getting emotional in this scene too. Like that, you can really see all this is hitting him. And then he starts having quick pops of him and Mikey, no audio, those little flashbacks as this happens, and like he's really grieving right here. He's really dealing with this. Like he misses his friend. You know what I mean? Like.
And the one place where he could maybe find a bit of his friend like still there to like sort of hold on to is eroding. It's like sand dissolving from under him. Like it's like one change at a time. Like it's being stripped away, and like he's lost his confidence. He's losing his ability to be the guy. He's losing his stage to perform on, which is like the way he's probably dealing with most of his grief. Because don't forget, this is a show predominantly about the processing or the failure to process trauma and the various way the characters go about, especially season 1 anyway, the various way the characters go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shows like this are rarely about the person that's gone. They're always about the people that are left behind, right? So, and how they're dealing or not dealing in this case of this show.
And it's this episode, I think, which really drives home like how Mikey was like the glue that held all of these people together. Like in every friend group, in every group of people, there's always like the one common person who like is everyone's conduit to like know each other, and everything works through them. And like Mikey was that guy. And when you take him out, you've got all these disparate people who have like they know each other and they're friends with each other, but they all maybe had a stronger bond with Mikey than they had with anybody else.
They've never been left alone to talk to each other and think, well, what are we doing? Yeah, it's. Oh, I never thought about it that way, but everyone in the show is processing their grief in different ways, and none of them are working.
Yeah,
You're right. Well said. Yeah. Back in the kitchen, the chicken looks amazing. It's dinner time for me. It's coming up.
it's a little dark. It's a little dark. You got to watch the heat in the stove.
You got to watch the heat and stuff. Forgot about that.
Chicken's coming out a little dark.
Carmen,
Again, that's just Carmy being a perfectionist. They should show that in. You know, it's like because everything's running really well. Like the service is going great, which
Shocking.
is odd because every other service has been an absolute shit show.
Right.
Well, you know, somebody takes the probe out, puts it on his lip, rather than reading the temperature of the probe, because you can just tell that it's cooked all the way through, because the whole piece of metal will be warm.
I've never heard that before. That's interesting. Do you guys probe your food at home when you cook, or because I never do that?
Not at home. I do in work, obviously, because we have like safe handling.
Yeah, I had to do that too. Yeah,
I just put a knife in it and do the same thing.
Yeah.
If I make myself sick, that's on me. If I make someone else make a customer sick, then that's bad news. So.
Yeah, if I can't put the knife through it properly, it's because it's frozen.
I need to put it back in the microwave for another 3 minutes.
If I put the knife in and take it out and then press on the knife and it's like a little bit cool in the middle, then I know it's not cooked all the way through.
Interesting. Yeah, Carmen said if he's like, do I want to know what happened outside? And she's like, no, probably not. So I just gave him some leftovers. He apologizes for being shitty to her earlier. Sid asked Marcus for a dessert drop, and Carmen is happy with the tempo, wants more urgency, and that's when. Yep.
Sid says it's food critic.
She said VIP and
Horace,
then says
Horace Bonk. Oh,
yes, I didn't put that in my notes.
Like,
who was he talking about?
Apparently, there's a food critic there, and I'm like, well, because this is going to come back to bite them.
And I bet that fucker wants the short rib.
So so basically, what the only way, because I don't want to spoil anything, but the only way this could all play out is they don't know who this food critic is. I don't know, how does this work, because I don't know.
No, because someone says there's a food critic from the thingy, Jonathan Trousers or whatever, is here. Let's give him a free dessert.
VIP on 21. It's Tom Skilling.
There we go.
She just calls him a VIP. Trousers. That's it. Yeah, I didn't put that in my notes. Well, I saw the food and it just knocked me out. So,
did we know did she say he's a critic, or did they just?
I'm sure she says. Oh no, okay.
She just says VIP.
It could be like a local councillor. It could be like a politician. It could be.
It could be a local sports guy,
an actor, a local sports guy. Yeah. Could be like he could be the starting first baseman for the White Sox, the first Hispanic player to play for them or something like that. You know.
He gets a free pudding.
He gets a free cake. Yeah. Well, he would if Marcus pulls his fucking finger.
Yeah, because Marcus is just 100% focused on these donuts.
I mean, these donuts better change the world when they come out. Like,
eat a donut, cure cancer.
He is. You wouldn't have got this in a million years, neither would I. He is a meteorologist. Apparently,
he was a real person. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He worked. Is this in law? Oh,
he worked as a meteorologist at WGN. If you know anything about Chicago, WGN is the channel in Chicago.
Okay.
The TV channel. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like
so he's basically Fred the Weatherman, but without the nonsense.
I was going to say Michael Fish, but okay, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Tom, Fred Weatherman used to get on a big map that was in Liverpool docks and jump around the map, and then it turned out he was a bad sex boy. Yeah.
I didn't expect that. You know how many times you guys have told me a story about somebody over there and it ends that way?
A lot of them do.
All of them do.
sadly.
Oh my God.
Not all of them. Some people are nice, but a
So
lot of
we had
Uncle
again,
Bad touches.
not going into nonce-law too much, but we had a big police investigation called Operation U-Tree about a decade or so ago, which was basically the police just investigated a load of like historic sex criminals, like people who
like people from the
pedophiles,
1970s
like
and 80s.
back in like the 70s and 80s. That's when like
got
Jimmy
away with it.
Savile got found out and like all stuff like that. Did Jimmy
Stuart-
Savile make it?
Stuart Hall, Dave Lee Travis, although Dave Lee Travis got acquitted, and then they tried to pin it on a load of other people as well.
Was Gary Glitter in that roundup as well?
No,
Or was
Gary
that-
Glitter's in Vietnam, and we can't extradite him back.
Gary
for
Glitter
reasons.
got, again, I don't want to get too far into nonce-law, but Gary Glitter
Yeah.
got found out because his computer broke, and he took
Oh,
it to, like,
don't!
he took it to a shop to get it repaired, and all of his child porn was just on his desktop.
No, it was in a folder called My Gang.
And Gary's Boys, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
mean,
Anyway,
yeah.
let's talk about the delicious food that's being served here.
I blame Joe for this. None of us were going there, and Joe took us there.
He started with like the Nazi weatherman.
I took us down non-Sally. I do apologise.
All right,
Joe
fine.
was
We'll
gonna-
blame you for that.
It's
I was
difficult
gonna
to watch
say
a lot of
Michael
all top of the
Fish,
pops
who's
now.
was- yeah, I don't think was a bad man.
But no,
Michael
like,
Fish famously got that weather report wrong, didn't he? When he was like,
yeah, but he's a meteorologist.
"There's not going to be a
mostly
storm
science.
tomorrow," and then the worst storm to hit the UK ever happened, and it was like, "All right, okay."
That
Only
is
one
true.
person died.
That said, though, it is like kind of it's one of those things, isn't it? Where obviously he works in a news station. They'll have someone who's like a food critic there, you'd imagine, or like a culture thing they call it now, isn't it? Where it's
Yeah,
like
but he's probably still going to tweet about this shit, isn't it? Put it on the
Oh, yeah.
but also if he tells like what like an actual food journalist, oh yeah, you should check this place out, it's great.
Yeah.
Then-
If word gets back to the news desk, then like the food
Yeah,
guy might come out and do a little piece on them or something.
They might do like one of those what's hot in like the local area.
There is a lot of swarthy Italian men in tracksuits outside in the street, but don't let that put you off. The
Well-
sandwiches are delicious.
They were all
Not
eating sandwiches as well, and they looked very happy. So you know,
Yeah, they were eating
Yeah.
sandwiches, they were smoking cigarettes, they were fighting. It was all good.
And when the two cop SUVs pulled up, the gangsters started to bolt. And that's the scene you guys mentioned earlier. John Mayer's Last Train Home is playing us out, and Richie just watches it happen. He goes back to a cigarette, and you're like, "Did you call? Yeah, I'll bet you made the call, right?" So there you go.
Again, I
Interesting.
don't know whether this is because of him not liking the changes, or he's like, well, they're going to come back and just burn the place to the ground now. And
I
that's
think
it.
Richie just wants to feel a bit of control. I think he just wants to feel like
I-
he's doing something.
I think it's Richie embracing the change. Like,
Do you think?
well, think about it. He's talking about how that area is getting gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were going to move on anyway.
Yeah, but he's calling the police on them so they don't come back to improve the area.
It's
Like,
still
I-
a dummy thing to do.
I think it's a shitty thing of Richie to do, and it's again, it's the most Richie way Richie can do it. But other than getting his gun out and like starting yelling at them all, and probably getting a shootout going on,
Yeah,
But-
he don't.
him doing that, it does feel like it's like Richie's getting rid of that because he's like, all right, well, this area is getting gentrified. If the beef's improving, then maybe this is like the
We
first
can't
step.
have them here.
Yeah, because we're
Possibly,
gonna
I didn't
we're
read it
gonna
that way,
get
but it
basic
makes
plans
sense.
now.
Yeah.
But again, it's Richie because Sydney's gone and done that and kept the peace with them and was the hero. Also, it's probably Richie going, well, if I call the police on them now, then maybe they're gonna think she's done it.
I think it's just Richie wanted to have the last word. I think he just wants that. The whole episode's about him like lamenting his like loss of control because, like I say, he's got no control on like any facet of his life, has he? He's got no say in anything that happens, and I think he just wants a bit of power. He just wants to see something done, and like this is how like desperate he's gotten at this point because he's vehemently anti call the cops earlier on. And then he'll go there because that's the only avenue left for him to like feel a bit of power and a bit of like he's done something.
Yeah,
I think I'm with you on that. Jay's like, that's a boring way to end. That's dumb. I like. Jay's like, no,
Both ways make sense, though. That's the thing.
They do.
But at
Yeah.
the
It
same
leaves
time,
it ambiguous because he just looks sad while it's
But
happening.
at the same time, Jay, I totally buy in that.
Yeah, I never thought of it that
The
way.
sort of side effect of all this is Richie can be like, well, yeah, maybe I am gonna make things better. Like maybe I do need to improve the place. So he can have his cake and eat it here. He can have a bit of control and a bit of power, and he can also get the gangsters away. So that maybe it'll come down the line. Carmy, you'll be like, oh, those gangsters are gone, and Richie can throw it back in his face or something. Oh, well, I did that.
Well, I think it's more just Richie's like doesn't have to get his hands dirty that way either.
No, Richie's hands are caked, mate.
No. But with something like that where he's realizing, oh, we do need to get rid of these guys. They are trouble, and his methods weren't working, and then Sydney
undermined him.
And as you said, Jay, Richie would never go into the kitchen and announce, "Oh, I'm calling the cops on those guys," because you can't do that.
Richie was the first.
He'll shit out it and do it behind everyone's back.
Yeah. Richie said, "Would I do that?" Richie was like the one who was like, "We don't call the cops," and then he calls the cops and he's hiding around the corner having a cigarette, watching it all play out.
I guess in a way it's a very clever play because those lads, Crooked John,
they're not going to suspect Richie.
They're not going to suspect him. They're going to say it'll be the idiots from Sweet Greens. No, I reckon they'd just say, "Oh, it'll be one of these yuppie couples moving in over the way."
It'll be the construction workers.
Yeah. It's a pretty flat down the road. No, because Sydney came out and gave him sandwiches, and they'd reached an accord. They'd reached a peace.
Yeah.
So gangsters have a certain code.
Those damn kids.
The pesky. Yeah. So yeah, I think if Richie is doing it to try and make the place better, it's still a shithouse way of doing it, but it's quite a clever way of doing it.
Yeah. But again, it's like it feels like with Tina shouting at Richie and saying this place is getting better, that feels like that's Richie starting to.
Well, where are you going to go, Richie?
Yeah,
I have nowhere else to go, so I have to get on board.
I have to get. Yeah, I have no other choice but to just embrace the vision at the moment and see where it goes.
To Sandra D. Yeah.
As you said, Tom, like the music choice at this point as well is perfect. As always.
Yeah, and kids, as a footnote to this, what Tacey just said, don't sleep on John Mayer. I know, like people consider him like a. He's a chick magnet. He's a girl singer. Dude is such a good player. Like, Joe, have you heard of this guy, like, flat out play? Not like his regular, just cut loose.
I'm aware of John Mayer, but all music stops after 97 for me. Thank you.
That's fair.
Unless it's got trumpets in it, then I don't care. Don't care for it.
No jazz? I love jazz, man. Are you kidding me?
I've started recently to get into some kind of weird jazz stuff, actually, because of you don't need to know, but yeah. But again, it was there's like a current band I think called Henge who are like space jazz gua.
Interesting.
Like it's not heavy, but they're from space and their songs are about like, and then they're playing a gig with these people called Gong who are like 60s jazz weed experts who've got a saxophone guy who's just freaking out over the top of all the music, and it's pretty good. I'm not normally a jazz boy, but I think that the older I get, the more I am appreciating it. Nothing with jazz. A marimba in it though.
I love jazz. I don't love all jazz, but I love a lot of jazz anyway. Put it that way. Well, kids, there you have it. There's episode 6 in the books. We got 2 left till season 1 is wrapped up, and as always, we appreciate you kids checking us out and watching along. Guys, before we get out of here, let's go around the horn. Jay, let's start with you. What's your final thoughts on this one?
Everything feels like it's starting to come together maybe a little bit slower than it did to compare to Ted and Ted, where the final piece of the puzzle was already sort of relatively in place. Obviously, Richie's the Jamie Tart of this situation, where he's got to go away to come back. In this case, he's got away and called the cops like a piece of shit. But I think this did a lot for building not just Richie, but also Sugar. I thought you got a little bit more insight into why she's as kind of like torn up about everything as she is, because obviously she mentioned about like co-signing on the place and like basically it's impacting her in a way that Carmy probably doesn't realize, because while he's just trying to make ends meet, she's about to lose a house. So yeah, I think the dynamic with those three as well, and obviously introducing Mikey was a huge deal. I thought this was a really good episode. There was a couple of like real gut punches in it, but yeah, it was really, really good, and I'm interested to see where we're going from here with the fact that they've got a VIP on the table, because something tells me we're going straight into that in the next episode.
I really do not recall.
I can't remember. I know there is something about that risotto at some point, but yeah.
That's why I like rewatching it again to kind of catch up. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it was only when Jay said that before that I was like, I think Richie is the last domino to fall here, and I think that he's still going to drag his feet on it and be a whiny bitch because that's just Richie. But I think he has. This is him learning to embrace it, and the fact that everyone else is on board 100%. Like, and again, the little sweeps law in there, and Crooked John. It's a good episode. It's not a fun episode because none of them really are, but it's just that the little glimpses of their lives that we get. I'm trying to think. I'm sure that risotto comes back at some point, and it leads to a massive fight. Because of course,
I think you're right, but I can't remember.
I feel like the fact that she's giving it to a customer is gonna come back to bite them somehow, because they made a lot of emphasis on that, and even her taking like full credit on it, and Sydney.
Is that even on the allergen matrix? Like, what if that customer?
Well, exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You got to think about these things, guys.
You do now.
Did she?
Yeah, where's the risk assessment? Where's the
allergen
matrix? Yeah. Did that customer could have told. He missed fucking golden dick boy could be allergic to fucking cola. I don't know.
He could have had a gluten intolerance, and she's given fucking risotto.
Well, he'd know not to eat risotto if he had a gluten intolerance. And also a gluten intolerance.
Joe, come on, Joe, you've served customers.
That's true. But also a gluten intolerance isn't going to kill you. It's just going to make you shit your pants.
I was on Reddit the other day, and someone was saying they had to wrestle a plate of shrimp pasta out of the hands of someone who claimed to have a deadly seafood allergy.
I'd just let him die.
If
you don't know shrimp is seafood, then I'm sorry, you're not meant for this earth.
Tasty, what do you think? Final thoughts?
Yeah, this is just one of those lovely episodes where we just get to breathe with the characters for a little bit. Like, no one's screaming at anyone for the most part. We get like some deep dives into like what makes people tick. I think this show is really great. It's great when everyone's screaming at each other and it makes you real anxious and the tension ramps up. But I like it when it sort of strips back a bit and you get to hear like people's backstories, like this place, this hellhole, this cursed restaurant. Like, what was the series of events that led everyone here? What was the Rube Goldberg machine that drew all these people in? Like, that's what I really like. Like, and like you say, like Richie, I'm a Richie guy. For me, this episode's like nectar. It's just like watching Ivan Masbachrak just play this character. Like he you can just see his body language and his facial expressions and the tone of his voice. He nails it so well. Like, he plays Richie as like this like incredible, like you say, this horrible dick swinging knobhead, but also this like incredibly wounded child as well, basically. Which he
does a hell of a lot of acting in this episode with his eyes.
Yeah,
like a hell of a lot.
Takes it up to 11.
Well, there you have it, kids. As we said, episode 6 in the can. We got 2 more left to go, folks, until we reach episode 8 and then the rundown, and then you're done with season 1. And we'll be moving right along to season 2. So thanks again to everybody for watching the vids, for listening to the audio versions. Remember, if you're only doing one or the other, for whatever reason, the show in audio format's available wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, the video available right here on Boink Studios YouTube. You can find links on boinkstudios.com to all of our social medias, to our other respective podcasts. So please go check that out as well. Be sure to like and subscribe on the YouTube. Nothing's behind a paywall, kids. Nothing's locked up. So go have fun, binge some stuff, binge some other podcasts. And as always, we appreciate your time. We'll be back with episode 7. Can't believe we're already there. But we hope you'll come back for that as well. So for Big Tasty, for Joe, and for Jay, I'm Tom, and we'll see you next time, kids.